Hey guys, welcome back to the Financial Freedom Channel, where we make your money work hard for you. So, the last couple weeks, I've been looking for a new car for my fiance. She drives this 2007 Toyota Prius. It's like a puke green color. The inside looks like something exploded. There's dents pretty much completely covering the outside of the car. So I'm really excited to get her into something safer and much more attractive. So I wanted to share kind of what I've been learning the last couple of weeks looking for a new car for her. Maybe it'll help some of you guys. So getting a great deal on a car. So there's a few steps I want to cover here. Step one, define your criteria. And I'll share what my criteria has been. We're looking for a Toyota Prius. Okay. 2014 to 2016. We want something where, most of that new car value has dropped off, but we're still getting a good deal for the age and the mileage. We want something that's it's got less than 60,000 miles. Clean title, that's important. We're looking for a car with a clean title. That basically means it hasn't been in any major accidents. So the integrity of the car, as it came off the lot from the manufacturer is still intact. Now, something we've been arguing about a little bit. She's very particular about the color. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but most Priuses, there's a lot of black Priuses, there's a lot of silver, white, gray. There's a lot of blah Priuses out there. She doesn't want any of those. So that really narrows things down, which makes it a little bit harder to find a good deal. So that basically means she's looking for red, blue, and green. Those are the only colors left. And then, it's really important to cast a wide net when you're looking for a good deal on a car. So we're going to be looking within 150 mile radius. Okay. So that's the first thing to define for yourself. What exactly are you looking for? So the next step is to search far and wide, and that both means having a large search area like that 150 mile radius. It also means looking on a number of sites. So we've got cars.com, we've got Craigslist, we've got eBay. Most people probably wouldn't think of eBay for cars. We've got Auto Trader. Okay. So you're going to go onto these sites, all four of them, plug in that search criteria, and make a spreadsheet, make a long list of everything that fits your criteria within 150 miles, assuming you're willing to go that far to find a car. Figure out what you're comfortable. So I live in Berkeley here, and we found a car in Nevada City. Fantastic deal. So we're going to be looking at that one. But that's 2.5, maybe even 3 hours away. Some people aren't willing to do that. So know what you're willing to do in terms of how far you're willing to go to get a good deal. So these are the sites to look at. Now, there's two different types of sellers for used cars. There's dealers, okay, and there's private sellers, okay. Now, let's talk about the difference between these two. So dealers are professional sales people. Okay? Professional. They're very good at what they do. They know how to negotiate. That's not good for you, because they're probably better at that than you are. Private sellers are not salespeople. Chances are they just want to get rid of the car. They want to be done with it. They want to sell it and move on. These guys, this is their job. I mean, they're trying to make the most commission that they can. Okay, so we really want to be over here, if at all possible. These people, they know how to market. Okay? They're marketing experts. So they know how to get a ton of eyeballs on the cars that they have. That's a huge part of their job, is to be selling to the biggest pool of buyers to get the top dollar, okay? These people don't know what the hell they're doing with marketing, okay? You know, private seller, most of them are sticking an ad on Craigslist. Maybe there's a couple lines describing the car. They have no idea what they're doing. So for all these reasons, we really want to be over here. Now the issue is, I don't know if you remember my criteria. I'm looking for 2014 to 2016 Toyota Prius in a part of the nation where there's probably like the highest number of Priuses per capita, and nobody wants to sell. Everyone wants to drive a Prius. So it's been really hard to find private sellers for these Priuses. I think there's like, I don't know, there's like 3 or 4 currently active on one of those 4 sites I was talking about that actually want to sell their Prius, and they know what it's worth. And so it's been challenging to find a good deal. But we've got a few in the pipeline. We're working on it. Hopefully we can nail one of them down. Okay, so those are... Oh, I want to mention one more thing with the private sellers. The best private sellers tend to be the ones that owe more on the car than they're selling the car for, okay? Now the reason for that, they don't technically own the car, right? The bank owns the car. And so when they're trying to sell the car, you know, they have to tell these buyers, these prospective buyers, oh, you know, I want this much for it. I don't actually own it. Like, we're going to have to jump through some loopholes. Maybe, you know, you're going to have to pay me, and then I'm going to have my lending institution mail you the title later on. Like, that makes people really nervous. And it shouldn't make you that nervous, okay? It's pretty easy to deal with. So those, I have a buddy who's a car expert, and this is how he's found like his last 3 cars over the last 10 years from private sellers that owe more on the car than they're selling it for. So I'd be looking for those. That's the first seller I'd be looking for, and I am looking for. So the third thing, after you've defined your criteria, you've casted a wide net, you've got a list of all these cars. The third thing, get the car inspected. This, I cannot stress this enough, guys. There are so many things that can go wrong with the car. There are so many ways that you can get screwed buying a used car. Now, the way I'm approaching this, I have a friend who's a car expert, like I said. He's helping me find a car. He's got one of those scanner things, the code scanners that you plug into the car, and it tells him, you know, if there's any issues with the car. He knows he's rebuilt cars before. This is the kind of person you want to be taking along with you when you're looking at these used cars. If you don't have access to that, when you go and look at a car, make sure that you take it to a certified mechanic. So say you're looking for a Prius, and I find a Prius in Sacramento. It's from a private seller, and I don't have this guy. I don't have a guy with me that can look at it and analyze whether or not it's a sound vehicle. So I'm going to call a few dealers or Toyota, Toyota dealerships, Toyota service centers near where I'm looking at the car. And I'm going to tell the seller, I'm going to say, hey, look, like, I'm going to leave my car with you. You can have my driver, you can hold on to my, well, you should probably take your driver's license if you're driving, but let them take a picture of your driver's license and take the car in to a mechanic. Have the car inspected. Pay $50, pay $100, guys. It is, you need to do that. You absolutely need to do that. I'd say even if you're buying from a used car dealer, you need to do that. So get the car inspected. This is critically important. Do not take shortcuts on this. Do not take shortcuts on this. So that's the third step. The fourth and final step. 4. Be prepared to walk away. Walk away. If you get emotionally attached to a car that you're going to see, and you get all excited when you get there and the seller sees that, guys, you lose all of your negotiating power. You have no negotiating power. They may even raise the price because they see how excited you are. So this is a financial decision. This is the Financial Freedom Channel. So of course I'm going to be talking about it like that. A car is not an asset, okay? A car is a liability. A car takes money out of your pocket every month. So because it's a liability, it's super important to get screwed as little as possible on it. You're going to get screwed anyway because it's taking money out of your pocket every month. But don't get really screwed by making one of these mistakes, by getting emotionally attached, by not negotiating the best deal for yourself that you can. So be prepared to walk away. 2 of the things I want to mention: KBB, Kelley Blue Book value, just so you can get familiar with what cars are selling for in your zip code, what a car is worth based on the model, based on the year, based on the mileage. You want to have a sense for what the underlying value of the car is, or it's really what other people are willing to pay for that car. You want to know that so you're not getting screwed that way. And then there's so dealers, all right? Say you're looking for a very specific car and you can't find any private sellers, or you're in the Bay Area and everybody wants to hold on to their Prius, nobody's selling. So in order to get that car, you have to buy from a dealer. Now here's what I would say about that. Have a list of dealers with cars that fit your criteria. When you call the dealer, say something like this: hey Kim, can you tell me more about this Prius? What's the history of it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that all sounds good. Now, I know if I come into the dealership, you guys are going to slaughter me. Like, I am not a negotiating expert, and I know that you guys are negotiating experts, but I have a budget for this car, okay? And I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. So I want to make sure that we're close on price, my budget versus what you guys can make work. So here's what I want you to do for me. I want you to tell me, if you need to talk to a manager, that's fine. I want you to tell me, if I write a check right now and I bring that in to see you to buy that car, what's the lowest price on that check? What is the lowest purchase price that you guys are going to accept for that car? So, take a minute if you need to. Let me know what is the lowest that's going to work for you guys. And I'm talking final price, okay? I wrote a check out while I'm home right now, and I'm bringing it in. There's no adjusting the numbers. So this has to include taxes. It has to include any fees. It has to include any car prep, everything. So, if you can give me that number, we can see if that's going to work for both of us. And if it does, I can come in and we can close that deal today. So what I did there was, what you don't want to do is get into their environment and let them start negotiating you. Let them start picking you apart and adding up the price. Say you settle at $15,000, right? You're like, oh yeah, that's great. Okay, let's do $15,000, and then they can slip in this, they can slip in that. You don't want to do that, guys. You want to know what their rock bottom price is before you even go in. Okay. So that's how I would approach dealing with dealers if I had to go that route, which hopefully I don't. So yeah, that's it, guys. How to get a great deal on a car. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if there's anything I missed. I'm sure I have more to learn finding the best deal on a car. So leave a comment if there's anything I missed. Hit that subscribe button. You guys notice I've got a little custom subscribe now button on my videos. I'm pretty excited about that. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.